Hello everyone. Today we are here to discuss the both important topic of medical sciences, and these two topics are very crucial for learning, and they both are interconnected to each other. As you can see, we have the two different systems of human body. The first is human respiratory system and second is the human circulatory system. Both systems are interconnected with each other. Let us first discuss up with the human respiratory system. How we respire. See, the respiration is nothing but an energy giving process. When human respires, it consumes oxygen in the air, and the oxygen is responsible for oxidizing the food which we consume. The food which we are getting up or which we are consuming converts in the form of glucose. The glucose, when it combines with oxygen, it oxidizes and it produces the energy molecules along with the carbon dioxide, which is as byproduct and the excreted product. So they consist of two different processes. One is inhalation, one is exhalation. To take in air along with an oxygen is known as breathing. We call it as inhalation, and to giving out carbon dioxide, that is exhalation, to remove out the carbon dioxide. But both this process is necessary for the respiration. Let us start up with the respiration. When respiration, we are taking up the oxygen, or we can say the air, from the nasal cavity. Nasal cavity is present in the external organ known as nostrils. We can even take the air through the mouth, but to take the air from the nostril is the better way. When the nose is choked up during the cold, that time we inhale from the mouth. As soon as the air enters, it will first pass out through the pharynx. Pharynx will generally should give us a passage for the air. It is generally prevented by epiglottis. Epiglottis is a flap-like part. When we eat the food and the air passage, we have two different passages. One is the air passage, one is the food passage. Food passage goes through alimentary canal. Air passage will have an air tract. So to prevent the entry of food in the air passage, epiglottis is a flap. It is a checkpoint. It will enter only the, make sure to the entry of only the air. Once the air passes through the epiglottis, it will follow the tract trachea. Trachea is a tube which is connected to the two different lungs, right lung and left lung. Once it passes into the lungs, it will have to pass through the bronchus. Bronchus is a singular word. Many plural word is bronchioles. Bronchioles has the grape-like, finger-like structure which is known as alveoli. The role of alveoli is to absorb the oxygen and give out the carbon dioxide, and this process is done up with the help of diffusion process, and this oxygen is being diffused into the bloodstream. During this all process, diaphragm plays a crucial role. Diaphragm gets down during inhalation and it will come out during exhalation, means it will move up. But the rib cage will perform a different function. When we inhale the air, the ribs goes up, and when we exhale the air, the ribs come inside. This has an opposite processes. Diaphragm plays a crucial role for pushing out the carbon dioxide that is out of the body during exhalation, and taking in oxygen, diaphragm will go down. So contraction and relaxation, these two processes are being taking up simultaneously during the process of respiration. This was all about the discussion of respiration. Respiration starts up with the nostrils. The air is getting diffused into the bloodstream, and again through the hemoglobin, that is Hb. Hb performs a very important role for absorption of oxygen and taking up the same oxygen and carbon dioxide from the same path again back to the pharynx and throughout. Means alveoli will take up that carbon dioxide, it will again pass out from the same passage and it will release up from the nasal part. So this whole process, entire process is known as respiration, and we are discussing now human respiratory system. Let us now move up to the next important system, that is about human circulatory system. Human circulatory system is generally mean for the purification. We can say it is a pumping organ of our human body. As we have just discussed now about human respiratory system, these two systems are interconnected. You can see here the arrow is being shown here. Oxygenated blood from the lungs and oxygenated blood to the body, means the oxygenated blood which we are getting up, it is getting up from the lungs. When we breathe in, the oxygen gets mixed up with the blood. But how the blood is flowing inside the heart? Let us see. Our heart has the four chambers: left atrium, right atrium, left ventricle and right ventricle. When we are discussing about the heart, we will discuss the major mechanism of the human respiratory system. We have two different veins, super vena cava and inferior vena cava. Superior vena cava takes the blood from the upper part of the body. Inferior vena cava takes the blood from the lower part of the body. As the deoxygenated blood comes into the body, you can see here the blue color is representing the deoxygenated blood and the red part is indicating of the oxygenated blood. The deoxygenated blood enters from the right lung and it will pass towards the left lung. Left lung will take back the, we can say, the oxygen. You can see here the oxygen is passing towards the lungs. Lungs will get in the oxygen and it will be again entered into the left part. Left part will push up to the upper part through the aorta. Aorta is the largest, we can say, the wall. We have the two different channels. One is arteries, one is veins. Arteries are bigger in size, responsible for carry up the oxygen to the entire part of the body, and veins are being used for taking back carbon dioxide, or we can say deoxygenated blood, towards the heart. Heart is generally a pumping organ, perform both the functions, like we can say taking up in the oxygenated blood from the lungs and supplying it to the body, and again takes back the deoxygenated blood and again passes it to the lungs. Means heart is indirectly or directly connected to the lungs, and lungs is providing us the oxygen supply. So these two systems are interconnected with each other. We can see the parts, deoxygenated blood to the lungs, and we are getting back again the oxygenated blood from the lungs. Oxygenated blood which is entering into the heart will again pump up by the upper part. The deoxygenated blood will enter to the body from this one, we can see here, through the veins, and oxygenated blood will pump up through the aorta. And you can see here the flow is being indicated here. Once the blood enter, it will pass to the lungs, and from lungs the blood will enter. It will again push up to the entire part of the body. These are the two systems which are very crucial. Go through it, prepare it for your examinations. It will be helpful for you. Thank you for watching of the video. Thank you.